to have them hold my firearms for me to come pick them up later. Well, they put me under arrest and they throw me inside this boiling car. And frankly, I have no idea what's going on. They don't ask me any questions other than some very basic things. They trick me into a car search. They say, hey, we just want to check out your firearms, make sure they're registered properly. And if it's registered properly, we'll let you go. Well, once I gave them the okay to get my firearms from the car, they did a whole ransacking of the car with like bomb sniffing dogs and 10, 15 deputies and agents and all sorts of people. Obviously found nothing. The next thing I know, I wake up the next morning after being released from jail at 1 in the morning. I spent about 5 hours in jail. And by like 9, 10 o'clock, Sheriff Chad Bianco's announcing to the world that he thinks his deputies caught the third assassin, that I'm a lunatic, that I was there to most guaranteed do harm. He said, I don't know what kind of harm he was there to do, but he was here to do harm, which is kind of a ridiculous statement from somebody that's supposed to, specialize in investigating and evidence and that sort of thing. Because you can't just say, hey, he was here to do something wrong, but I don't know what it was. This is a line that he's kept continuing until today. Like when he's asked this question, rather than say, you know what, we made a mistake, obviously the dude's a Trump fan, he digs his heels in. And we have many examples of him digging his heels in, changing his story. I mean, Lori, if I count the number of times this man's changed his story, it went from they found me, like not that I declared my guns and all that stuff, that they did a search and found the gun. So it went from there to then they started admitting that, you know what, he did declare his guns, but what if he came in and he was going to do a mass shooting, right? So these sort of things that he keeps saying to the public to make it seem like I had nefarious intent. Obviously, everybody knows I don't have nefarious intent. Since then, I've been invited to Mar-a-Lago 5 months after the assassination hoax, and I'm not kidding when I say I was like 5, 10 feet away from President Trump, and there's video of it. So it's clear that the Secret Service, the Trump people, none of those people think I'm a bad person. They feel totally safe giving me all access passes. When I was at the Mar-a-Lago event, I was hanging out with everyone. I mean, General Flynn, Russell Brand, Mike Tyson. I mean, I got pictures of him where I'm standing right next to him. So obviously the MAGA movement feels comfortable with me around, but Chad Bianco keeps saying these lies, and it's unfortunate because had he just said, look, I made a mistake after he made this announcement, it would have saved us from so much heartache on so many levels, lawsuits, all this publicity that we've been doing. I've been on 100 different podcasts just trying to get the truth out because their original fake news was so big that it spread internationally and around the world. And unfortunately, our news outlets haven't corrected the narrative. So we'd have to do a whole grassroots campaign just to correct the
The
problem, but
record.
also to really expose Bianco because that's a dangerous man. I mean, since he did this to me, I found out how many people he's lied about, how many lives he's destroyed, cops that have come forward saying that he tried to frame me because I wouldn't go along with his nonsense.